To remove and install the front lower A-arm on your RZR 200, follow these steps. Park the vehicle on a flat level surface, and ensure the parking brake is set. Next, remove the wheels from the vehicle. Begin by loosening the lug nuts while the vehicle is on the ground, but do not remove at this time. Then, safely elevate the vehicle. Reference your owner's manual for proper lifting techniques. Once safely elevated, remove and retain the lug nuts and set aside. Then, remove the wheels and set aside. Next, remove and retain the front lower stabilizer bar linkage fastener, and discard the nut. Then, remove and retain the lower shock mounting fastener and discard the nut. Next, remove and retain the lower steering spindle fastener and discard the nut. Continue by carefully removing the ball joint stem from the steering spindle. Next, remove the lower A-arm mounting fasteners and discard the nuts. Then, pivot the A-arm down to remove from the vehicle. Next, inspect the A-arm bushings and pivot tube for damage and wear, and replace as necessary. If reusing the A-arm, inspect the ball joint and ball joint boot for wear, tears, or damage, and replace if necessary. If reusing the A-arm, thoroughly clean with a shop rag before reinstalling. If replacing the A-arm, new A-arm bushings, pivot tubes, and a ball joint will need to be installed into the arm. Next, align the A-arm with the mounting holes in the frame. And reinstall the retained A-arm mounting fasteners from the inside while loosely installing new nuts. Then, carefully insert the ball joint into the steering spindle. Next, reinstall the lower retained steering spindle fastener and loosely install a new nut. Then, inspect the shock bushing for any wear or damage and ensure it is fully seated. Next, reinstall the retained lower shock mounting fastener from the rear of the vehicle and loosely install a new nut. Then, reinstall the retained linkage fastener from the front of the vehicle. While loosely installing a new nut. Next, torque the A-arm mounting fasteners to specification. Then, torque the steering spindle fastener to specification. Continue by torquing the front lower shock mounting fastener to specification. Then, torque the front stabilizer bar linkage nut to specification. Next, reinstall the wheels on the vehicle and tighten the lug nuts until fully seated. Then, safely lower the vehicle until the tires begin to touch the ground. This will help keep the wheels in place when torquing. Once lowered, torque the lug nuts to specification in a crisscross pattern. Then, safely lower the vehicle completely. For more information, see your authorized Polaris dealer or visit Polaris.com.